Come together at Namaste. At Namaste. Namaste. Bobby wrote these lyrics today, actually. We come together as love. We come together as one. This is where you meet us, and this is where I meet you too. This is where we come together today. Come together at Namaste.
Nice, Kong. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Glad you could join us. If it's your first time here, welcome, and if it's not, welcome back. And if you're online, we're really glad you could be here today. Namaste is a radically welcoming community. I'm going to put something up just because I like this. The fact is, we have a very, very powerful purpose. You come here to reveal the truth of who you are, and that's what we do. And we're really grateful that you get to join us. We're here collectively revealing that love is the nature of who we are, and we're already that. So, first of all, I just want to say this, and I want you to consider this going forward, because we're in a new place as a community. We're in a new place as a community. It's a very exciting place to be. And so what we do here is we are here to love you home. We are here to love you home, here. And we do that in community. So I'm really grateful to get to do that. So with that, Kong, I'm going to have you just take over at this point, and let's get us going. Let's get us started.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you here and everybody at home. It's great to see you. And I just want to introduce Des the Pharaoh on the keys over here. And she was with us last week, and we're grateful to have her again. And you'll be seeing a lot more of her as well. And this is my good friend Grayson, all the way from Nashville, but technically he's all the way from Australia. So if he sounds a little different, it's church, but different, you know, it's cool. We're good. But yeah, he's going to slay some guitar for us today. We played like a 3-hour gig last night of some of his music and stuff, and it was a blast. And brought him in today because I thought it'd be really fun. And I want to just give a shout out to Miguel as well over here on sound. Thank you, Miguel, for making us sound good. Why don't you guys all stand up and clap and have a good time and sing along. You know this one. There we go. That feels good. There we go. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. next to you. Say, God loves me and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Through every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. Woo. The person next to you, keep those claps going. We need it. Say, God loves me and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. In the name of love, in the name of love, in the name of love. Thank you, namaste.
Thank you, Kong and all. Rocked. So now's the time of our service where I'm going to invite our minister support, and this day it happens to be Debbie Ann Vokes, one of our practitioner students. We bring the light forward and light it on our altar as a reminder of the oneness that we all are, that illumination that is the truth of God burns and is the truth of each and every one of us. Now, to state our affirmation for this day, I'm going to invite you to read it along with me. My good is right now. I accept that good as me, and that good as everyone and everything. So it is. With that, let us go into prayer. So as we come together this day, to join in community, to be reminded that we truly are home. And any appearance of otherness or separateness, we get to be reminded of the greater truth right here and right now. So this day, as I know that our service unfolds, that the wisdom that is the truth of Spirit speaks through and as Reverend Bobby this day. And that message lands on open hearts and open ears, knowing that what needs to be said has the space to be shared, and truly what needs to be heard has the space to be heard. So I know our service has been prepared by all the hands of our musicians, of our tech team, of our welcome team, of our practitioners. There's no place where care has not been given. And what I know is that is the truth of this community always. And so it's with a grateful heart that I say thank you for each of you for coming this day, whether you be here in person or out watching it on video. So grateful to have this time to share together, and so it is. And with that, I'm going to invite Tori Sina, our bot treasurer, up for announcements.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Great to see you all. Let me move along here. Hold on one second. That's the one. So let's talk about who we are. How about it? You want to read along with me? All right. Who we are. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor that place in you which is love, truth, light, and peace. When you are in that place in you, and I'm in that place in me, we recognize that we are one. Namaste. And go ahead and continue. I learned practical science of mind tools and practice in a loving, connective, and vibrant community to reveal my power and to change my life. That is so powerful to me. And how we do this is and you can read these as well if you want, but we awaken to a new truth in our lives. And then from there, we realize how that truth has kind of played out in our lives. Next, we take our new knowledge and transform our lives, which is awesome. And then we realize we get to do that all over again. And our power statement is, we are a thriving, dynamic, and spiritual community. Hashtag we are Namaste, and hashtag this stuff works. And also, just in case you're not aware, something coming up in the future and everything we've talked about today, you can find it on our website. You can also get it in our newsletter, and you can also find it on Facebook. So if you're not enrolled with our newsletter, please let somebody know, okay? Because it's a beautiful newsletter. It's got a wonderful message. And next, I'm going to invite up Reverend Veronica. Woo!
Thank you, Tori. Hello, namaste. I wanted to invite you to our Digging Deeper on October 6th, Wednesday, October 6th at 7 p.m. I hear there's a really good speaker on that day. I kind of know her personally, but I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to invite you because I'm talking about a topic, anxiety and God, how to navigate it all. And as a COVID nurse, I've navigated it a lot, both God and anxiety. So I wanted to share, what I've learned, not just techniques, but the inner workings that went on within me during this time, so that maybe it can provide some insight for you as well. And I'm inviting you to speak truthfully about how to use our spiritual tools and not to bypass, but to acknowledge and embrace the humanity of our emotions. And that's what it's really about. So Wednesday, October 6th at 7 p.m. I hope to see you there. You can register through the website, and there will be an Eventbrite email sent to you, so that will show you where the link is to come to our Digging Deeper. And so remember, that's Wednesday, October 6th at 7 p.m. I hope to see you there. So thank you so much. And then I'm moving on to, did anybody get that soup last week? Oh my God, was that delicious? So yes, it was. It was great. So thank you. And if you didn't get the soup last week, I'm sorry, but it was really good. Sorry. But I want to thank the chefs who put it together, our board of trustees, Susan, Debbie Ann, Tori, Sean, and the practitioners, and our welcoming group, and Reverend Bobby. Sorry, Reverend Bobby. How could I forget? For putting the soup together and sharing it with us is a beautiful way to break bread before our annual meeting. So thank you all who contributed to that. It was a really nice time together, shared together. So thank you all. And we're going to move, and then, am I doing this? I'm sorry. Okay, you'll take over, good.
Thanks, Rev. So just as a reminder, and I don't know how many people, show of hands, that do this 7 o'clock in the morning. Can't do it every day always, but when I do, I'm always fulfilled for that day. Give me something to think about rather than maybe all the the negative stuff. It gives you an opportunity to kind of plant the seed of some positivity and using those amazing tools that we have in Science of Mind. It's awesome to touch base in the morning. So 7 a.m., give a call. You can either do that or Zoom. Zoom is a lot of fun too, especially if you just wake up and you're in your pajamas. We like to see your hair going in all the different directions. It's so cool. Yeah, but yeah, if you have an opportunity, jump on board on a 7 a.m. call or Zoom, and you'll get a lot out of it. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. Kong, you ready to start us off? Take it away, boss. Take it away.
Thank you, thank you. We'd love to encourage everybody to just go a little deeper with us this morning as we get ready for meditation. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and I see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself and I feel I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, hear Spirit gently say, there is only love, only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Only love.
Thank you, Kong. So before I begin, I am going to just let you know that at the end of service, if anybody is needing we call them 3 to 5 minute miracles, prayer at the end of service, please look for a practitioner and we would love to pray with you. Also, we now have in the foyer, over on the credenza, over on this side, our prayer box, and there are forms that you can fill out if you want the practitioners to hold you in prayer during the week. So today's service, and still I rise. I'm going to begin my share by reading a poem written by Maya Angelou called "And Still I Rise." You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod in the very dirt, but still like dust I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. In a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise. I rise. Through life, all the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, we rise. As a child, Maya Angelou was sexually abused and raped by her mother's boyfriend. She told her brother, who then told the rest of the family, and then the boyfriend was found guilty. He was jailed for just one day. 4 days later, he was murdered by what is suspected to be her uncle. As a result, Maya became a mute for almost 5 years. She later said, "I thought my voice killed him. I killed the man because I told his name. And I thought I would never speak again because my voice would kill anyone." Maya Angelou had selective mutism, an anxiety disorder that causes a child to not speak due to physical and psychological trauma they endured. In the 5-year span that she experienced this, her listening, observing, and memorizing skills improved, and her love of books expanded. This helped her later when she began working in and becoming successful in her career. So what I know, and as I read that and learn that about Maya, what I know is that we all have things in our life. May not be to the extent of Maya, but it does not matter, because what I know is the gift, you can call it a gift, but it truly was in the outcome of her going through this. The amazing gift that her life, the demonstrations of her writing and her observations and her wisdom that evolved, that came out of that experience, left her being unstoppable in the power of who Maya Angelou was, and who she chose to rise up out of to be. And what I know is each and every one of us has the same ability to do that. We are not different. We are all part of the one life that is the truth of God, and in that we have choice. This is why I come to this community, to be reminded of that, so I have the opportunity to get the tools to move out of my stuff with the perception of being stuck and make different choices. And that is the gift of the challenges that we have in our life, is not to be downtrodden by them, but to be lifted by them, to walk through them together in community, to utilize the tools that we have to share our story with somebody else who will bear witness to it, and then we rise. We rise together as a community, we rise individually. And I'm going to leave you with this. I found this quote by Anne Lamott. I do not at all understand the mystery of grace, only that it meets us where we are, but does not leave us where it found us. Namaste.
Thank you, Nikki. We just made a little switch in the music. I hope that's okay, Bobby. But it's not. It's good. I got the thumbs up. To an original song that I wrote called Make a Change. And it's out now at this, I ended up doing this cool thing with the DJ. It was really exciting, actually. And the song's doing well, and it's different than what we wrote, but it's like cool collaboration. But I guess with the other song we're gonna save, this one felt, this is about going through a tough time, and as you climb over the mountain, you just gotta keep going to get over and do what you gotta do to make a change, and I felt very resonated with me with the story and the meditation today. So thank you, Nikki. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta say what you need to say. You gotta move when you gotta move. If you're ever gonna make a change, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta say what you need to say. You gotta move when you gotta move. If you're ever gonna make a change. If you walk the path, you gotta follow through. Wanna climb that mountain, you gotta love the valleys too. Push it to the limit, 'cause you only get what you give. No regrets and don't look back, only got one life to live. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta say what you need to say. You gotta move when you gotta move. If you're ever gonna make a change, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta say what you need to say. Gotta move when you gotta move. If you're ever gonna make a change, make a change. Make a change. Oh. You can break down the walls that are keeping you confined. This is your moment, woo! This is your time. Don't you ever give up if you really want a second chance. No regrets and don't look back, got the power in your hands. Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta say what you need to say. Gotta move when you gotta move. If you're ever gonna make a change, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta say what you need to say. Gotta move when you gotta move. If you're ever gonna make a change. Ever gonna make a change. If you're ever gonna make a change. It is what it is, gonna be what it'll be. Just tell yourself I'm doing this for me. Make a change. Make a change. Oh. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta say what you need to say. You gotta move when you gotta move. If you're ever gonna make a change, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta say what you need to say. You gotta move when you gotta move. If you're ever gonna make a change, make a change. Thank you. There we go.
I listened to the DJ version of that song. It was good. It was really good. This version is just as good. It's very good. Last weekend was a pretty good weekend for this community. It was it was like a huge weight that we had been sort of carrying with us was finally placed over here. And I say that too because it won't be the last time for this community. It won't be the last time for anything because that's just kind of how life works. And I was talking to our past board president, Chris Schreiber, and we were just kind of sort of debriefing, reminiscing, you could call it all sorts of things over this week. And we learned so much. We learned so much about ourselves and about who we are and the kind of community that we are. And I'm not always grateful for that in the moment, but I'm getting better at recognizing it. That this too shall pass, and that some of what we went through was also part of a necessary lesson, host of lessons that communities go through. And if you're new, part of that too is we made something important, most important, that isn't. That's sort of the short story of it. And we get to kind of celebrate and revel into the space that we're in that supports us so well. We've been in this space for now a year. We moved into it, moved out of our old space in September of last year and into this one. We started using this one 1 year next month, so October 1st. And Still I Rise, which is this Maya Angelou experience of the fact that it felt sometimes in our experience that there was a lot of judgment coming towards us at times. But there was judgment within sometimes at times. And I kind of walked in this big transition for this community, in which was also a big transition for me. And still we rise. We do that over and over and over again. That resurrection metaphor of rising up over and over and over on a journey. One of the things that we came to understand was, and I say this, I've had this happen, and I love this metaphor, which is oftentimes during big challenge, you have to retreat to the desert, which is you got to get really simple. And our desert fathers and mothers, we call them, as written in the Old Testament, which is one of the sacred texts we use. They too went into the desert, away from the structure that they had been living in, away from a host of things that seemed to be real that were really not real, but a reality of to what they were walking through. What's interesting about Namaste, and I love this about this community, is those structures provide what they need for the time, but structures change. And structures support us through varying situations, but if we hold on to that structure and think that that structure is what's going to carry us for our lives, it won't. because form changes. And it's really that new form comes into play. What I've appreciated about this community and about the movement that we're in, which is New Thought, it's a lot of people that have the disenfranchised that end up meeting here. Those that have been unchurched, by which is that they haven't felt part of whatever the power structure or the system was. And that's what religion does a lot of times. It draws a box and says, this is what you must look like, act like, be like. And if that's not the case, well, change. Because that's what makes us comfortable. And communities like this are that place that I mentioned earlier where we love you home. We love you home within yourself. So that whatever and whoever you are is already enough. And that we don't have to become something that we're not. Because spirituality is the place, sort of spiritual community should be a place that we come into a sense that who we are is divine. One of the things that this coming year that as Namaste that we're doing is we have a theme, and that theme is opening to our good. It's going to be a theme we're going to hang on to for a little bit, not forever. But we're going to hang on to it for a little while. And part of that theme that we talked about last week was there are 3 parts to it, which is unity, healing, and connection. Now, I had support in there, and I've talked to a few folks in healing that didn't get to vision with this community, and I took all this beautiful giving and expression that we do visioning, which is where we sit down and we let Spirit speak as us, knowing that Spirit speaks as everyone. And that part of who we are going forward with is through these themes of unity, healing, and connection, that specifically we come together in community to heal. We come together in community to have connection with those that are like-minded, that support us on our journey. And that when we practice unity, it actually allows us to feel the presence of oneness, that we're all connected. We are all connected. And part of the challenge we're walking through as a global community is that we have forgotten that we're all connected. Is that true that we've forgotten? I won't say that it's forgotten in the incarnation and the form that exists on the planet, but before we came to this planet, I would say that we've probably forgotten that we're all one. We've forgotten that differences should not divide, that differences between each other are the things that we can celebrate. And no matter what side of the aisle, I'm not even sure I like that phrase, no matter what side of the aisle, we're still connected, that we're still one. And as long as there's an aisle, that we've forgotten. There are these 3 sort of practices that we're going to be introducing as we come into this new place as a community, which is we are stronger together. There's a tendency for us to want to do things on our own. It's hard to ask for help when we're in pain or we're hurting, because then I actually have to reveal what I'm in pain and hurting about, and I might have shame around it. We get to practice love in action, which is what this community has done through this entire journey, is a reminder that it's not about doing the right thing, it's about not reacting. It's about responding from that place as what would love do? And then oneness as a practice, which is, I come here, and let me be clear, I don't come here for the money as your minister, in case there was a question. It's not the money. So why? Because I think everyone should be here, no matter what role you play. Everyone should be here because it's community that supports my journey. I come here because all week I practice so I can come here. I practice all week so that my life continues to unfold in a way that supports my highest and best. I practice. I don't have it right or perfect. I just practice. And that's the invitation when we come here in a community. So when we're talking about unity, and I'm just going to read what Howard Thurman said, and you can see this on the slide, is community cannot for long feed on itself. It can only flourish with the coming of others from beyond. They're unknown and undiscovered brothers. We're here not just for ourselves, but we're here for everyone. Not just in this room, but when we walk out. Not just when we walk out, but when we watch the news. Not just when we watch the news, but we're driving down the freeway. Is that we practice that loving one another is loving everything. And that's the practice. Not just the things that I'm super duper comfortable with, but the things I'm not. We're in this boat together as all of creation. And when we reject any part of creation, we're actually rejecting ourselves. Still I Rise, coming back to that theme specifically, it was written by Maya Angelou in response to a specific cultural experience which was African American in this country. As an African American woman, like all great poetry, it articulates a universal truth. The refrain of Still I Rise is a heartbeat of truth proclaiming that there is within each one of us an unstoppable, inexhaustible, inextinguishable, unchangeable essence. There's a part of us that cannot be touched by any event, traumatic, positive, nothing can really touch that part that is within us. It's that part within us which we call God, Spirit, Divine Intelligence, that in which we live, move, and have our being. That which rises in us, as us, can never be oppressed. Maya Angelou was speaking to a community, but the message was universal. As I was listening to Nikki and her share, which was so beautiful, to share an expression that at first may seem that's not my experience, but if I listen a little bit deeper, if I pause and not reject it a little bit, there is within something like that beautiful poem, something within that is me too. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this movement, said, "Fear begins and ends within the mind of the one thinking it. The nightmare of its binding thought is broken as we turn to a belief in the goodness of God, the presence of a creative mind, and the feeling of a love that never fails. As we do this, a peace steals upon us, a faith rises up within us." And still I rise. Everything that's happening around us is an opportunity to practice with fear. Fear, we quite possibly will never eradicate the experience of fear. But we can see it for what it is. We can see that when it rises up within us, whatever it might be, in the middle of a pandemic, in the division and polarity, is can I rise up within it and not come from that place of fear, but try to center and come from this place of love. Carl Jung says, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. All the experiences and situations that arise in our life throughout our entire lifetime, just like Maya, are not who we are, but they teach us a deeper truth. They teach us, and I've heard this before. I went to a funeral a number of years ago, and it was for a young man that it was an accidental overdose, and it was a friend of a family member of ours. And it was sad because, and I say this for the priest that spoke it, he said that this should never happen to young people, that young people should die in this way and before their parents. And yet it happens. And no matter how many times we say this should not happen, it happens. And that's not the only thing. For what might these lessons and challenges in life be for us? There's an invitation to consider that the way is probably the way. So what do I do with it? What do I do with that? My own childhood, quite traumatic, seriously traumatic. Growing up with a mother that was blinded by her own mental health issues to where she could not see what she was doing to her children. And yet, I think I love this so often, which is in the Course of Miracles, is that if you want to learn about love, everything unlike love shows up. I learned more about love from my childhood than I could imagine. I learned more about compassion. I learned more about how powerful our words are. I learned more about how important it is to not react to something, but to just pause. And I learned all of that because it was not present in my experience. But something in it was an invitation to know. Something within me since I was little knew that this was not true. This was just an experience. And that one day I would make choices for my own life and be conscious about the choices I made and how they affected others too. Because it might be an individual journey as far as my own sort of self-improvement, but every choice I make affects others too. So it's important to come from that place of love. It's important also to be authentic to who I am. This week is Coming Out Week, by the way, October 2nd. My youngest brother celebrates his birthday every year on it. So I always call him and say, when are you coming out? This is when it's celebrated because this is a time in which people reveal something that isn't always popular, that isn't always loved. What we've done in this community is love it all. And we get to do that. And we get to celebrate moments like that where people rise up and have just a little courage to shout out or to write in a newspaper or to do whatever it is, which is to speak it to a family member and say, Mom, Dad, or whatever, my beautiful friend, I am gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or whatever that might be. And they take the courage in spite of the fear and they speak that out. This month that's coming up is also Hispanic Heritage Month, and we get to honor our Hispanic brothers and sisters and everything in between, and to take that time and space to honor folks that have had a journey that is unique but not that different. And we get to celebrate in its diversity. About rising, Michael Beckwith said, "This spirit within us is so powerful that it can rise even after the most devastating of circumstances." We are rising all the time. I am so impressed when I take the news and I put it over here, that you see on the news day to day, take it and put it over here, and I see folks like our Reverend Veronica, who stands in courage, no matter the fear, and treats people who are struggling and even denying that they're struggling, and she loves them right through it as a charge nurse. That is rising. Even if she doesn't want to, she still does it. That is love. This community, over the last 3 years, has risen over and over and over again. And each month, as we walk through some of the financial challenges that we walk through, we still rose in faith. to where we look where we're at now with our current president, Susan Kellick, to where there is a celebration that is going to be felt, that is felt all the way back to our beginning and will be felt all the way forward, knowing that we can be that which we came here to be. For still we rise. I think Joanne Bourgeois, our beloved practitioner that passed away last year, probably said this. I don't think that Winston Churchill said this. He said, never let a good crisis go to waste. There have never been more powerful words because, not that I welcome them. Is there anybody here that welcomes a good crisis? I mean, seriously. We're in the middle of one. But what I can welcome is what is in this for me to know and learn. What is in this for me? What am I to be in this? What am I to be and how am I to be? I've read stories over the last year and a half of people that have shown up at homes of people, those that have been either unable to get out, whether it be of age or disability or whatever it might be, and have delivered love and food and goods and support. I've watched members of our community be companions for parents and family members as they've transitioned and moved on in ways that I am astounded by. And I felt honored to be a witness to it. Every one of you here have risen up. Every one of you should, somewhere within you, and if you haven't, I'm going to invite you to do that right now, have risen up and been absolutely amazing. And you're still showing up for yourself. You wouldn't be here. And those of you online, the same. We keep showing up. Why? Why? Because something within us pulls us knowing that if I keep showing up, I'm going to make it. That it will, I can be the change. And there isn't a time in my life when at some moment, yes, I've wanted to give up completely, just quit. Just quit because it's just too hard. But didn't. And I know the same for each one of you. Life serves up a diverse set of experiences that bring about effect on each one of us. These experiences break up our lives. And they do that because we are not supposed to stay on course. We're supposed to turn here sometimes and step up here and move this way. It's never going to be linear. It's never going to be completely straight. It's never going to be that, as much as we wish. Fair weather sailing, it will not be. And if we know that's true, it's not so much that stuff shows up. It's how will I deal with it? How will I perceive it? How will I address it? I know that no one can walk through my life experiences as me, but I also know that my life experiences are not that drastically different than another. That we all walk through this journey together and individually. It's the paradox of it. I know that here in this community, what I do is I walk to the door with you, and then I wait at the door, and I let you go through it, and I stand right there and wait for you to come back. I can't do it for you, and you can't do it for me, but we stand here and we wait, and we hold space. And as I mentioned earlier, we love you home. Our practitioners do that every time they sit with somebody who's in pain and they hold that space. They don't go there into the pain, but they hold the space for the pain, and they hold the space for the healing. This journey requires, as we go through these challenges, both solitude and community. Both solitude and community. This is the one thing I'm going to invite you to do and not do. As you walk through challenges, as you walk through whatever it is you walk through. It's not about seeing and identifying what's wrong with the world, another, or with me. But that seems to be our practice a lot. It's always about what's wrong with me, that I did something wrong, or I'm judging, or whatever it might be. It's to give grace, support, and to welcome the evolution of me, another, and the world. Now, in what I've spoken, I started with, oftentimes, we start with judging everything out here, and then we move a little closer and judge everything here and to me. But it all starts right here. And this idea of giving grace to ourselves and to others is the way through. It is the way through. Part of why we come together in community, even today, even though it's limited, we do Zoom classes, we do Zoom workshops, we do a host of things. We show up on Sunday, it's that opportunity to connect and remind ourselves that we're part of something. It's just a reminder. But it's a very powerful reminder, and it's one that carries us, and it's one that allows us to not only be fed by myself, but by reaching out here, even if you don't know anyone in this room, by reaching out and saying, how are you? And coming from that place of love and being there for others. Oh no, I was turning just at the right moment. So, the high note of this, so I want all of you to smile under your mask. Because I can tell when you smile. Some of your eyes close. But there's no denial of a smile, right? And I want you to think about this year as we go forward and invite you to get in the boat with us. To get in the boat and to not journey alone. And to remember to come from love. And walk with whoever that is, whether it's in this community or another, but walk together. Find that place and space, but walk with us. Walk with us. So, I think I'm just going to let you do the prayer with that song. What do you think?
We're
Yeah.
trying to do this.
So I want you to enjoy what's true.
We're trying something over here and it's not working. We're all in the same boat.
We're all in the same boat, right?
All right, here we go. Let's hit it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We're all in the same boat, fishing in the same hole, wonder where the same time goes. We're all in the same boat. We could all believe what we believe and peacefully agree to disagree. But you can't judge a man until you walk a country mile in his shoes. Do. Sing it. We're all in the same boat, fishing in the same hole, wonder where the same time goes, and money too. Trying to fix the same broke heart, wishing on the same stars, wonder where the hope goes. We're all in the same boat. Well, we've been kicked and knocked around, but you ain't gonna keep a good man down. You can run like hell from your mistakes, but you can't hide from your truth. Do. same time goes, and money too. Trying to fix the same broke hearts, wishing on the same stars, hoping that hopefuls, we're all in the same boat. Take it, Grayson. Share them peaches if you're holding. Take those shots and keep reloading. If you can't be nice, don't say nothing at all. So help somebody that might be struggling. Spread some love and give something to someone. If the ship keeps rocking, we'll go overboard. Oh, we're all in the same boat, fishing in the same hole, wonder where the same time goes, and money too. Trying to fix the same broke hearts, wishing on the same stars, hoping that hope flows. We're all in the same boat. 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 We're all in the same boat.
Yes, yes, awesome.
Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yes, beautiful. Woo, boy, that is sure uplifting. Yes. Thank you. And now, as we move into our time for gifts and giving, I want to invite you to, if you are online, you can give through PayPal, through Venmo. Also, you can just go onto the website and give there. We have a basket in the middle here of the aisle if you want to give here in person as well. And I just, I was thinking about what am I going to say, about giving today. And I am left speechless, which doesn't happen very often. I'm left speechless because I'm so moved by this community. Like, I don't know what to say other than I love this community. Reverend Bobby, it was an amazing talk that you gave and touched my heart, reminding us of how we have risen. And I just want to be a part of this community. And I want this community to flourish and to grow. And so I will climb to the mountaintops and shout out, yes to Namaste. And so if there's any way that you can give and support Namaste, we all, from our hearts, greatly, greatly appreciate this so that we can continue to give out into the community and grow and rise together. Because we are what? All in the same boat, yes. So let us say our abundance affirmation. Thank you. Let us say our abundance affirmation together here. The abundance of all good surrounds me and operates through me. I accept in faith God's plenty as mine and of Namaste. I accept it with joy and use it with wisdom as the inlet and outlet to all that God is. I affirm this as true, and so it is. Yes, indeed. And are we inviting the practitioners to stand up so we can do our benediction? If you can stand up and surround the room. Yay! She can hold space, let me tell you. So Nikki's got this. Amazing. Reverend Bobby's got this. Yes, yes. All right, we're going to do our benediction together. And let's say it from our hearts like this is the first time that we're saying it. We're connecting to it like we've never connected before. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Here we are. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. What is it? It is this thing called life. Where is it? Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. And life is all that we are. Yes. I accept it, I am it, and I share it with all. Just the way it appears, and just the way it appears not. You ready? Here we go. Thank you, life. Yes. Woo! Thank you, life. And thank you, Reverend Bobby.
So we always do this, but it's an important part of who we are. So I just wanted to do some thank yous for today. I'm just really grateful for those that are online and those that are here today. We really are excited that you came to join us here today. Kong and Des and Grayson.
Yes, yes. Woo!
I want to thank Rev Veronica for just showing up as who you are. Always beautiful. You're such a part of who we are. You're a part of us. You don't even have a choice anymore, so it's just kind of the way it
So
works.
good with me.
Nikki Freeman for the beautiful meditation and share that she did. Janine Cochran over there doing our technical. Oh my gosh, I love that. Also, Tori Sena, who's our board of trustee for the day. Jackie in the back doing our welcome team today. Was that you too, Cheryl? Were you back there, or are you just here having fun? Here having fun, okay. Just so you know, Reverend Carol is going to be speaking next Sunday, and we have a special treat too, which is Carlos Mora, one of our beautiful members here at Namaste, is going to have a little conversation about his life, his spiritual evolution. So I'm really grateful. Thank you for coming today. Go ahead and close us off, and then we'll do the rest.
All right.
Thank you, Namaste. Thank you for being here, and thank you for tuning in from home. We appreciate you so much. This is called Spirit is in This Place. Sing along wherever you are. Feel free to stand up, and let's have a nice little ending to today's beautiful celebration. We have come together as family. We have come here as we are. Ooh. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Ooh. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place.
That place.
Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Spirit's in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. And we affirm all life as sacred. Yeah, we declare that peace is here. Yeah. Sing it. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts. place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit in this place. Spirits in this place.
Yes, beautiful. What a beautiful way to close out our service here today. Thank you for spending time with us today. Let's all have a good week. Thank you.